We are often told that if you want to build serious wealth, you have to pack your bags and move to the city, that a small town is a dead end, and a crowded metropolis is the only place to make millions. The reality of that migration is usually much bleaker. Millions leave their hometowns every year, only to trade open spaces for cramped apartments and grueling jobs that barely cover rent. They aren't building empires, they are just surviving. Your zip code does not dictate your net worth. Financial success is driven by how you identify opportunity, and a sharp business mind can build a highly profitable system anywhere. Look at this cost comparison. Urban businesses are weighed down by massive overhead, sky-high rent, expensive labor, and ruthless competition. Conversely, the rural economy offers a built-in advantage. Land is cheap, labor is affordable, and competition is virtually non-existent. A poverty mindset looks at a village and sees a lack of jobs, so it flees to the city. A wealth mindset looks at that exact same village, sees incredibly low operating costs, and starts building a scalable business system. The first rural ecosystem is agriculture and food. Modern rural food businesses operate as vertical systems, controlling the product from the soil to the shelf, rather than just planting and harvesting. Take standard dairy or poultry farming. Selling raw milk or eggs to a middleman today yields pennies. The real money is made when you transform that raw material into a branded product. Urban consumers gladly pay a premium for packaged organic ghee, high-quality paneer, or farm-fresh goods with a trusted local label. Then there is smart farming. Instead of growing the exact same low-yield grains as everyone else, operators analyze city demand. They pivot to high-value niche produce, like oyster mushrooms or dragon fruit, or chemical-free vegetables, bypassing the middleman to sell directly to health-conscious urban markets. By adding branding and shifting to high-demand crops, a rural farmer stops being a passive price taker who has to accept whatever the market dictates. They become a price maker, commanding a premium and multiplying their profit margins. The second major ecosystem is rural infrastructure. As villages modernize, they trigger a massive wave of construction and logistics demand. This chart illustrates why cold storage is such a lucrative solution. Notice how the blue line, representing crop value, drops steeply during harvest season due to sudden market oversupply. The green line shows what happens when a village has a cold storage facility. It allows farmers to safely hold their inventory and sell later when market prices peak. As agricultural wealth grows, the village physically expands. People build new homes, warehouses, and paved roads. This creates an endless need for building materials like cement, sand, and bricks, along with the transport networks, like tractors and freight trucks, required to move them. These infrastructure businesses form the bedrock of rural expansion. Because construction and logistics are ongoing daily necessities, they create a self-sustaining demand loop that locks in predictable, long-term profits. The third ecosystem relies on daily cash flow services. These are the operations that process high-frequency transactions, capturing the money moving around the village every single day. Think of agricultural supply centers providing seeds and fertilizers, or wholesale grocery stores. By implementing tight stock management and establishing reliable local distribution networks, these unglamorous businesses generate the highest volume of daily liquidity in the area. Then there is the massive gap in technical maintenance. Today, villages are heavily digitized, filled with smartphones, solar panels, and power inverters. Yet there is a near-total lack of local repair and installation services. When a device breaks down, a villager usually has to waste a full day and spend money traveling to the nearest city to get it fixed. Providing reliable, local technical support solves this pain point instantly, easily capturing a captive market. These high-frequency service businesses act as the financial engine for everything else. They generate the consistent, daily cash flow required to fund new ventures and scale up a much larger rural enterprise. Operating these systems in a rural setting requires a specific psychology. Out here, you don't need a massive advertising budget. Your primary currency is trust. A solid personal reputation for honesty and quality spreads through word of mouth faster than any marketing campaign ever could. But even with a great reputation, many new business owners fall into a fatal trap. The moment they see their first real profits, they immediately spend that cash on depreciating liabilities, a brand new motorcycle, a flashy phone, or expensive status symbols. This flowchart tracks the life cycle of a single profit coin. When that coin is spent on a consumer liability on path A, the cycle ends immediately. However, reinvesting that same profit into assets like upgraded machinery or better supply chains creates a loop, where one coin eventually generates two. As those reinvested assets go to work, the chart exponentially expands. The assets start producing their own independent revenue streams. Over time, the business owner is no longer reliant on a single source of income because they've built a system that earns money around the clock. Financial freedom comes from recognizing the structural advantages of the rural landscape and systematically building an asset machine that runs itself. The opportunity is not in the city you travel to, but in the system you build where you are.